Good morning, teachers. Thank you for dropping by here in my YouTube channel. This is the part 3 of our world history review. No? So this could come out in your social studies major and also in general education. Meron po tayong 15 questions with rationalization. Okay, so shall we start with question number 1? What ancient Roman city was destroyed by a volcano in 79 AD? A. Syracuse, B. Alexandria, C. Pompeii, and D. Ostia. The answer is Pompeii, the city of Pompeii. It is located at the south of ancient Rome, along the coast of Italy, no, in the shadow of Mount Vesuvius, an active volcano. So its famous eruption took place in the year 79 AD, where it buried the city of Pompeii under a thick carpet of volcanic ash. No, so the dust across the land like flood and wrapped the city in darkness. So the first picture here was during the eruption, and the second was after the eruption, in which bodies of men, women, and animals were frozen right where they'd fallen. Okay, number two, World War One was an international conflict that happened in 1914 to 1918, embroiled most of the nation. The war was also known as A. The Serbian War, B. The Great War, C. The Pan European War, and D. The Glorious War. Okay, so our answer here is letter B. All right, so this question has been presented, no, on my previous uh, vlogs. No, the Great War, World War One, was also known as the Great War. So according to the National Geographic, both the territorial scale, kasi masyadong malawak, no? The countries that were involved in this war included Austria-Hungary, Bulgaria, Germany, and the Ottoman Empire. Fighting against them was France, Great Britain, Italy, Japan, Romania, Russia, and the United States. So the inclusion of the ground, naval, and aerial conflicts in the grand scope, the scope of the war, gave the World War One the name the Great War. Okay, so the World War One finally came to an end with the signing of the Treaty of Versailles. So that is World War One, also known as the Great War. Okay, so let's go to question number 3. What canal connects the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean? A. Erie Canal, B. Panama Canal, C. Current Canal, and D. Suez Canal. Okay, the answer is Panama Canal. That's letter B. Okay, so kindly look at the picture here. It connects the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. So the Panama Canal is an artificial waterway that connects the Atlantic Ocean with the Pacific Ocean. So cutting across the Isthmus of Panama and is a means for maritime trade. So the Panama Canal, the shortcut, no, greatly reduces the time for ships to travel between the Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans, enabling them to avoid the lengthy, hazardous route around the southernmost tip of South America via the Drake. So it is one of the largest, no, and most difficult engineering projects ever undertaken. So that is Panama Canal. Number 4, what world-changing weapon developed during World War One? Is it A, biological weapons, B, chemical weapons, C, heat-seeking missiles, and D, nuclear weapons? All right, so our answer is letter D. It's the nuclear weapon. So the atomic bomb and the nuclear bombs, no, and the powerful weapons, those are the very powerful weapons that use nuclear reactions as their source of explosive energy. So the scientists first developed nuclear weapons technology during World War II. No, so it has changed the face of warfare. So in August 1945, the United States of America decided to drop its newly developed nuclear weapons on Japanese cities like the Hiroshima and the Nagasaki in an attempt to end the World War II rather. Okay, number five, question number five. Why was John Hancock's signature so important? What is the reason? No? A. He was the first to sign the Declaration of Independence. B. He almost bankrupted the Continental Congress by forgetting to sign a check. C. He popularized the concept of celebrity autographs. And D. He had unusually lovely penmanship. Okay, what do you think is the answer? It is obvious, no, that his he was no the first signer of the Declaration of Independence. So on July 4, 1776, the Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence. That is a document drafted by Thomas Jefferson stating that the 13 American colonies were free from British rule. Okay, so as president of the Continental Congress, Hancock is credited as the first signer of the Declaration of Independence. What he did was a sign of bravery because John Cox's signature signifies rebellion, no, against um, the British, no, the symbol of resilience and the spirit of revolutionary era against the cruel colonial power of British. So this is Hancock and this is his signature. Number six, what was the purpose of the Great Wall of China? A. To protect China's northern border from attacks from nomadic groups. B. To show what grand construction projects China was capable of. And C. It gave citizens a way to evenly walk across otherwise rough terrain. And D. To isolate China from the world around it. Okay, what will be our answer here? What was really the purpose of the Great Wall of China? Okay, so look at the pictures attached. So the Chinese leaders instituted no, the wall building projects to protect the land from northern nomadic invaders. Okay, so because before the Great Wall was built, the northern nomadic the nomad tribes, often disturbed northern China. So the nomads' fierce horsemen were stronger than the Han Chinese infantry. But after the wall was built, the nomadic tribes could no longer raid and intrude into northern China. So that was the very purpose, no, of Great Wall of China. Number seven. What inspired Isaac Newton to develop the theory of gravity? A. A young man ruffian throwing a rock through his window. B. Falling out of a tree. C. Watching an apple fall from a tree in his garden. And D. Rescuing the baby bird that fell out of its nest. Okay, what inspired Isaac Newton? Okay, look at the picture here. Okay, so this is Isaac Newton, no? Some versions of Isaac Newton's legend, no, have the apple falling on his head. But the University of New York posited that it was more likely that he watched it fall to the ground. No, and after he became curious enough to figure out the mechanics behind that apple's fall, so the theory of gravity was born. Number eight, between what years did World War One occur? A. 1908 to 1917, B. 1910 to 1918, C. 1912 to 1915, and D. 1914 to 1918. Okay, so this is the typical picture no, of World War One. No, as you can see here, it started from 1914 to 1918. Okay, so I have already presented this, that in the time between the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand on June 28, 1914, the and also no the end of war, no, the Germany surrender on November 11, 1918. So the beginning is 1914, the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, and then it ends when Germany surrender in November 11, 1918. So there was a 4 years of exhausting, costly fight. No, the fighting took place, and yes, it started in 1914 and ended in 1918. So our answer is letter D. Number nine. All right, number nine. Who was a Roman general assassinated because of his military competence? A. Aurelian, B. Caligula, C. Galba, and D. Julius Caesar. Okay, he was assassinated because at that time, no, he possessed a great military competence. So it was letter D, yung sagot natin, no, Julius Caesar. He was a political and military genius, no. He triumphed in the Roman Civil War and he possessed a great military competence, but was assassinated by those who believe that he was becoming too powerful, no, met with envy, concern, and angst. And he was murdered in the Roman Senate house by a group of nobles on March 1544 BCE. Number 10, who was the first explorer or navigator to discover a sea route to India? A. Amerigo Vespucci, B. Christopher Columbus, C. Ferdinand Magellan, and D. Vasco da Gama. The answer is Vasco da Gama. This is the picture of Vasco da Gama, and this is the route, no, that he discovered. Okay, so it was uh, Vasco da Gama na who actually found the route of India, no? So after he sailed around Africa's Cape of Good Hope, he found that India was indeed accessible to Europeans who valued Indian spices like gold at that time. So it was Vasco da Gama. Number 11, what are the first three words of the US Constitution? A. When in the, B. We, the people. C. We hold this. And D. All legislative powers. Okay. What are the first three words that we can see in the US Constitution? It is letter B. We, the people. Kindly look at the preamble of the United States Constitution. It started with we, the people. Okay? So, considering that the most fundamental reason why American colonists revolted against the British crown in the first place was the issue of taxation without representation. Okay, so it was only right, no, that US Constitution should and would begin with we the people, because after all its codes form the basis for the government intended to be by, of, and for the people of America. So it all started with the word, with the first three word, we the people. Number 12, who was the foundational Chinese philosopher, also called as Kong Choi? A. Mencius, B. Zhuangzi, C. Confucius, and D. Lao Tzu. The answer is Confucius. Okay, so he was the foundational Chinese philosopher who is also known as Kongchu. So he was a Chinese philosopher, he was a teacher and political figure, and his teachings focused on creating ethical models of family and public interaction. Okay, so Confucius' social philosophy was really based primarily on the principle of Ren, or loving others while exercising self discipline. And Confucius believed that Ren, or loving others, could be put into action using the golden rule. Okay, it states that what you do or what you do not wish for yourself, you do not do to others. So it was Confucius. Number 13, which Egyptian pharaoh does the Great Sphinx represent? A. Amenhotep. The third, B. Khufu. C. Akhenaten. And D. Khafre. The answer is Khafre. Okay? So, several lines of evidence exist that tie the Great Sphinx to Pharaoh Khafre and his temple complex. For one thing, the head and the face of the Sphinx are strikingly similar to a life-size statue of Khafre that archaeologists found in the Valley Temple. Number 14, who was the first ruler to create a system of law? A. Narmer. B. Ashoka the Great. C. King Hammurabi. And D. Ur-Nammu. The answer is Ur-Nammu, not Code of Hammurabi, because Ur-Nammu is older than Hammurabi, no? So the Code of Ur-Nammu is oldest extant law code in the world. Okay, it was written by the Sumerian king Ur-Nammu, or his son Sholgi, or no, before the famous Code of Hammurabi was inscribed by Babylonian king Hammurabi. So Ur-Nammu is older than Hammurabi. Okay, number 15 tayo, the last number. All right. So this is the last number for this part 3 World History Review. What canal connects the Mediterranean Sea and Red Sea? A. Erie Canal. B. Panama Canal. C. Current Canal. And D. Suez Canal. The answer is Suez Canal. Okay, so the Suez Canal is like the Panama Canal, no? It is a human-made waterway that cuts north-south across the Isthmus of Suez in Egypt. The Suez Canal connects the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea, making it the shortest maritime route to Asia from Europe. Okay. All right, so we are done. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening to my review, and I hope that I can and I could help you during the let examination in September. All right, so thank you so much, and God bless us all.